Welcome back to my Introduction to Programming course. In this video, we are going to cover what a program is and also what pseudocode is. I will include examples of simple programs in pseudocode, so you can get an idea of how the code will look, including what in programming is called variables and how to use them. We will also see math operators and what arrays are and how to use them. A program is a set of instructions executed in order. So if we have these instructions written in a program, first, it will execute instruction 1, then 2, and then 3. And there are a lot of different languages you can use to write these programs, like C++, C#, JavaScript, or Python. And each of these languages can be useful in different situations. For example, C++ is widely used in game programming, while JavaScript is widely used for web development. Just to mention it in case you see it somewhere else and you don't know what it is, we call a high-level language in programming to those who are closer to the human language, and low-level to those who are closer to the computer language. In this course, I won't focus on any of the previous languages specifically. Instead, I will explain all the concepts using pseudocode. Pseudocode isn't a real programming language, but it can be used to explain what a program is supposed to do in a more natural way. Pseudocode is a description of the steps in a program. In my opinion, pseudocode is the most natural way to start learning programming, although a lot of people tend to jump directly into one specific language to learn how to code. I think it can be better to start by understanding all the basic concepts in programming before you actually start using a specific language. There is no standardized format for pseudocode. The pseudocode in this course is a bit closer to the actual programming languages while maintaining its simplicity. This way you can translate the examples here to your chosen language more easily. The concepts and examples I will teach in this course can be extrapolated to any language you want to learn. This means that what you learn in this course can be used for any language. So, let's start with the most typical example in programming, which is the hello world. In this case, we're introducing the word print. We will use this print in this course to say that we are printing something out, either for the developers or for the users. This usually means that we are going to be able to see whatever we print on the screen. After the keyword print, we have the actual thing we want to print between quotes. You can think of these quotes as similar to the quotes writers use on books when someone is talking. Whatever is between the quotes is what is getting printed out. Each programming language can print out things, but they usually have different syntax to do it. And now I will introduce the variables. In programming, variables are memory locations that store data and are associated to names in our programs. Or to put it in a more simple way, variables are things where we can store values. You can think of them as boxes that can store different things. When giving values to variables, we will write first its name, then an equal symbol, and finally the value we want to give it. This value that is assigned to a variable can be of different data types. For example, it can be a number with or without decimals, and it can also be an array of characters, which in programming is usually called a string. A string is delimited by quotes, so what we were printing before was a string. We can also store Boolean values in variables. A Boolean is a type of data that can take two different values, true or false. Variables can also store a data structure created by the developer. Languages allow developers to create their own data structures, and these structures can be assigned to variables. And finally, we can assign values introduced by the users to variables. So for example, if we ask a user to introduce their name, we can assign their name to a variable. Now let's see how variables work doing some math. So in this example, I am adding two numbers and storing the result in a different variable. I am using two variables called a and b to store the two numbers, 5 and 4. I am doing this by creating a name for a variable, then adding the equal symbol, and then the actual value. Finally, I am storing the addition of a and b in C, and then we print C, which will print out the result of adding a and b. As we can see, in this case, the print doesn't contain anything between quotes. Instead, I am printing directly the variable, which will show the result of adding a and b. We could also do something like this, where we are mixing text that we are writing and a variable in the same print. In this case, the value stored in C will be 9, since 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. So the print will show the result of adding a and b is 9. And the same can be done for other math operations. Here we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. These operators that I have marked here are widely used in all programming languages for these operations. And these parts in green are called comments in programming. We use comments to clarify what our code does. It is a good practice to comment your code, especially the sections that will be harder to understand in the future when yourself or another person is reading that part of the code. Comments don't count as instructions for the programs. They are just informative lines for us developers. We will write comments in this course using the // and then writing after that our actual comment. However, each programming language has a different way to write comments. There is a special math operator in programming called Modulus, and it is represented by the percentage symbol. The modulus operator is used to get the remainder in a division. A percentage b will give us the remainder when dividing a between b. For example, 10 modulus 3 will be 1, since 1 is the remainder from dividing 10 between 3. There is another type of data we can store in a variable called array or list. We won't make a difference between array and list in this course. Arrays store a collection of other types of data. For example, an array can store a collection of strings, like the variable a here. The variable a is storing a collection of 3 strings, first thing, second thing, and third thing. In the array fruits, we are storing again 3 strings, representing 3 different fruits, orange, banana, and strawberry. Arrays can store all the types we have seen before, numbers, strings, booleans, and other types of data created by developers. We access elements inside an array by using their index. All elements inside an array have their own index. The index in this course will start at 1, so the first element will have index 1, the second index 2, and so on. However, take into consideration when you are programming that in most programming languages, the index will start at 0, and the first element will have index 0. And this is how we are going to access individual elements in the array. We will write the name of the array, and then the index between brackets. So if we have this array, and we print fruits bracket to close bracket, we will see banana printed out. It would have the same result as writing print banana. And this is it for this lesson. I hope everything was clear. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. If I have time, I will try to take a look at the comments to see if there is any questions in these videos. Also, feel free to reply if another person has a question and you can help. It would be nice if people create a little community in the videos where everyone can ask or reply to help people out. In the next video, I will start covering control flow statements, which are used everywhere in programming. Thanks for watching.